everybody, and welcome back to another episode of We Watch Shudder. My name is Michelle, and who's here with me?
It's JD.
Do you want to reveal to the listeners the delicious beverage that you just cracked open?
That's a delightful little bit of ASMR for some of you, or a terrifying sudden explosion of noise. That is a 0 sugar Mountain Dew.
Oh, delicious.
All the caffeine, none of the diabetes. It's going to fuck up your heart, but not your pancreas.
I'm over here with some delicious classic water.
Woohoo!
I love me some water. I
By the
love
way,
it.
if you are tuning into We Watch Shudder for the first time, yes, surprise, the whole thing is a grift. We just talk about beverages. We sit here and talk about what we're drinking until we're done drinking it, and then we all go home. Ha, we got you!
We do watch Shudder, but we don't talk about it on this show. This is purely a beverage podcast.
For sure.
We are successful influencers, you could say.
Are we?
As a segue. I mean, God, I hope not. I hope no one is influenced by me.
Well, that's the thing, is I was going to say I wouldn't necessarily call us influencers on a significant scale. But I know a couple of people who, if I tell them to go watch a movie, they'll go watch it.
Oh my God. So. Yeah, I do too. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like having any form of power whatsoever, but at the same time, I love it. And now I'm drunk with it.
Power
drunk
corrupts,
on water.
Michelle. Power corrupts.
Oh, man, I have to go rob a bank now. I got to get some henchmen. I've got to go full Joker style on this with my influencer abilities. Yeah.
I'm with it.
Well, I'm going to quit my job, go on the run, leave my pets behind.
Oh, well, now you destroyed the illusion with that one. Leave my pets behind. Nobody believes you.
John would take care of
that,
them.
Michelle.
Yeah, they care if John's here. They are indifferent to my presence.
That's fair. So what we do here on We Watch Shudder is we talk about horror movies. A lot of them are on Shudder, hence the name of the podcast. Today we're talking about... I know, right? We're so clever.
We're so clever.
Today we are talking about a brand new one on Shudder. As Michelle alluded to earlier, it's called Influencers. Just dropped a couple of days ago as we record this. I do see a lot of people talking about it, but I've been trying to avoid looking at anything because I just want to get my raw thoughts out there. Michelle, what did you know about Influencers before it was released?
I knew it was a sequel to Influencer from 2022 with the same writer-director, although there was a co-writer on the first one, Tesh Gutakonda. And now it is just Curtis David Harder doing it.
Well, then
he's making it harder on himself.
He's making. I knew that there were going to be jokes about the gentleman's name.
Yeah, it's a cool last name.
It is. His name's Harder. Anyway, we're children. You were one up on me. I didn't even recognize that it was a sequel to Influencer. Because I'll be honest with you, I had kind of spaced out Influencer in my memory, which was interesting because of that, I went back to look and see what my thoughts were about Influencer when it was first released a couple of years ago, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 skulls, which is a pretty good rating, and so I had to go back and watch it again. I watched Influencer. And then watched Influencers right after it. I understand you did kind of the same thing.
I mean, I did exactly the same thing. I watched Influencer and then Influencers 2. And listener, if you're out there and you have not watched Influencer 2,
it's going to be like a sub-sequel. It's not a sequel to Influencer, but it's a sequel specifically to Influencers 2.
Yeah, you knew what I was trying to say.
Influencers Part 2.
Listeners, if I can influence you on anything, if you're listening to this before you've watched Influencers, make sure that you watch the first movie first. You gotta. If you don't remember Influencer, you're gonna, if you've seen it and it's been a while, just go rewatch it. It's a good movie. It's pretty solid.
Yeah. With that in mind... I'm going to go ahead and mention it now because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. But also when we get into our spoilers section, I'm not going to be able to talk about this movie without spoiling a few things about the first movie. So be aware that when we get to spoilers, we are going to be talking about both films.
I'm not going to try to not spoil it. I'm going to give you a quick recap of what happened in the first one when we get to the spoiler section, because it's impossible. Right. You gotta watch it.
These movies, this is like definitive sequel kind of stuff, right? They are very, very entwined.
As a sequel should be.
Maybe debatable to what degree of success they are entwined.
Ooh, an allusion to what might be coming.
Michelle, you got a script, a plot summary for these good folks who are listening right now?
Yeah, I like the IMDb description. So, according to IMDb, the description of this movie: in southern France, a young woman's chilling fascination with murder and identity theft sends her life into a whirlwind of chaos. Influencers, 2025, an hour and 50 minutes. God damn it. JD?
Yes.
Would you like to hit us with your spoiler-free thoughts?
I absolutely would. First of all, I also really appreciated the IMDb script over the one on Shudder, because the one on Shudder calls it the picturesque landscapes of southern France, and IMDb is just like southern France, because fuck those Frenchies. They don't get their picturesque landscapes on IMDb.
But I do love what they do with potatoes. Love me some French fries.
They are pretty good. Spoiler-free thoughts on this one. So first of all, like I said, I gave Influencer a 4 out of 5 skulls. When I went back to watch it, I did. I think it's just we watch so much shit these days. I just as I watched it, I remembered more and more about it. I had very similar experience this time around, and I still agree with that 4 skull rating. I really enjoyed it, and so I came into this one with a lot of curiosity and excitement, and man, did I not care for this one nearly as much as I did the first one. There are specific things about this one, which I imagine Michelle, even if she didn't know my overall thoughts, she knows there's one specific thing about a choice they make in the story in this movie that fucking infuriates me, and is just not the kind of thing that I enjoy in storytelling, especially not this story. A lot of things about it. It seemed very disjointed in tone. I thought the climax of the movie was kind of out of place with the rest of the vibe. It just didn't hook me. It didn't catch me nearly as much as the first one did. I came down on 2 skulls on this one.
Whoa! I did
very
not
tepid.
expect it.
I started thinking about this, and to me, like, and I don't mean to dog on this movie, because again, it's just all taste, right? Like right now, it's got a 5 out of 5 on Shudder. So what the fuck do I know? I've been thinking, and like 2 is like, in a lot of ways, like just the most tepid of scores, right? Because it's like, I clearly didn't enjoy it, but also like I wasn't even motivated to really like express like specific dislikes about it. So I don't know, but this one didn't get me. Michelle, what were your spoiler-free thoughts?
Well, first off, my reaction to rewatching Influencer. That movie hits different 3 years later. I would give it more than 4 now. I don't know what that number would be, but because we're not doing that, I don't have to actually figure it out. But that movie, at the time in 2022, I was like, oh, that's some crazy technology. And now I'm like, we have all of that. This is all completely possible. Oh, no. And it becomes a much scarier film. So, first one, so much better. Influencers 2, along the same lines, but I don't know. I didn't dislike it. I liked it. It was not going to live up to the first film. I think that Cassandra, don't know which emphasis the A is there, but Cassandra Nod is captivating and really carries both of these films. Yes, JD?
You may want to adopt my policy, is that I decided that since she goes by CW in the movie, because those are her initials, I'm just going to call her CN.
Oh, okay. I do like that. Even though she has a name, we could just reduce her to an abbreviation.
Well, I mean, they did that to the character, so...
I know. It does add to her mystery. So anyway, CN, fantastic. Very disappointed that I've not seen her in a ton of stuff, because she was the reason I remembered Influencer. And when I saw her attached to this movie again, I was real excited. Plus, we will talk about why the cover tells you a lot about what happens in the first movie. This cover of Influencers. But anyway, it's good. It's not as good as the first. I didn't expect it to be as good as the first. It was lacking some of the simplicity from the first one that I really enjoyed. There were a lot of quiet moments and atmospheric shots, and this one was a lot more action and chaos. And I feel like that lost a little bit of the magic for me. That said, the technology in here still scares the shit out of me. And it's not completely accurate, but I mean, I like that they explain the technology where they're like, oh, she used to be a computer science major, and that's it. Like, she's just this genius with machine learning. And yet, yeah, she used to be a computer science major. Everybody knows how to do that. Anyway.
Although, I would say, at least from my perspective as just being a slightly older generation, sometimes I see the way kids these days are interacting with technology, and I think, no, I could believe like a 22-year-old could pull this shit off, right? That has
yeah.
They simply just have an awareness of things that I don't even know are out there, and that is terrifying.
It is not unbelievable. It is funny that they think that they have to give an explanation. That's it. Because I agree.
Yeah, I see.
I was coding my own MySpace page. I had the killers embedded so that when you went to my page, it would immediately start playing Mr. Brightside. I'm an epic coder.
And that
we
was
grew up with
20
this.
years ago.
Yeah, and now we got crazy AI going on. Anyway, I like it. I didn't love it, but I do like the first one a whole lot more now, even though I really liked it the first time. So even though my thoughts on the second one are kind of meh, my thoughts on the first one, God, if you haven't seen that movie, go check it out. I will give it a 3.7 human skulls out of 5.
3.7 for Michelle, 2 for me is 2.85 average.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, not too shabby, kind of approaching that 3 skull range. I still can't decide.
That's how numbers work.
What? God, wow. Okay, fine. Do you want to just go to the spoiler section, Michelle?
No, you said you can't decide something, and now I gotta know what that is.
Yeah, well, now I've completely forgot what it was I was going to say, because somebody had to just very rudely interrupt me.
I mean, you rudely interrupted me like 3 times during my review, so...
I didn't rudely interrupt you, I raised my hand.
You just did it. Oh, no. Anyway, do you remember what it was, or do you want to go spoilers?
No, I legitimately don't remember what it was.
Okay. Well, you'll remember 2 hours from now when we're done recording.
Probably.
Guaranteed.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so if you do want to see the movies, and I agree with Michelle, you should at least go see Influencer, and you're probably going to then want to see Influencers because Influencer was good, and I can't say don't, but I mean, maybe take a couple of days or something, I don't know. This is the part of the episode where we talk a lot about spoilers, and it starts with Michelle summarizing the plot of the film. Are you going to do both films this time, Michelle, or just the second one?
Both, but it's going to be a very simplified of the
Gotcha.
The first one.
All right,
Just
take
enough
it away.
that you need to know. Okay. So, Influencer 2022, we have this girl. She is, an influencer. Wow, so surprising. Her name's Madison. She's in Thailand. She's supposed to be there with her boyfriend, and he is a dick, so he's not there. She becomes friends with the girl named CW, who is cool as hell and made me want a cigarette so bad. I've never smoked in my whole life, but CW smoking cigarettes is like one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my whole life. I don't even care about Joe the Camel. He was supposed to be the guy to get me hooked on cigarettes as a kid. Where was CW looking cool and patiently waiting for things to go the way that she expected them to? So, Madison meets CW. They develop a friendship. Long story short, CW leaves Madison on an island. to die, and then takes over her life by doing a lot of deep fake stuff, and continuing her influencer account so that nobody notices. But then her dick ass boyfriend Ryan shows up. He puts a wrench in things, and eventually she kills Ryan. There's also a character named Jessica. She's there too. She's another influencer. There's other people. We're not even talking about Rupert, the weird guy in the bar. We could get into a whole Rupert thing, but none of that matters. What matters is that CW kills Ryan, goes to the island to dump his body, and then notices that Madison did not die. As expected, there's a log with notches taken out of it to indicate how long she's been there. She's got a whole fireplace with a fish cooking over it. So Madison, I wouldn't say she's thriving, but she's definitely surviving. And then she knocks CW out, gets on the boat, and escapes the island. And now before I go to Influencers 2, I'm going to take a small drink of my delicious H2O.
I'm just going to say while you do that, Michelle, life is not thrive. It's just merely survive when you're standing outside the fire. Or when you've been stranded on a deserted island in the middle of the ocean by a crazy chick you met in a bar like a day and a half ago.
This is why if you meet a really cool chick in a bar, don't get in a boat with her.
You know, this is, I'll even take it one step further. This is why you just don't meet strangers in anywhere. Just don't meet people.
You know, I'm not opposed to that. I've got my group of people. If I meet somebody and they're like, hey, do you want to be friends? No, I am maxed out. I'm good. I don't need more friends. I have plenty. I'm fine. So
also,
I agree.
Kind of looking back on it, none of the people who I do consider my friends are people who I met intentionally, and most of them are people I met through other people. So I'm probably digging into this too deeply. Mostly I'm just saying going out in public sucks. Stay home. You don't need to meet people. It's fine. There's the internet.
And if a cool girl approaches you in a bar, do what I do. Don't socialize with her. Instead, make an ass of yourself because you're so nervous and intimidated by her beauty. And then she won't want to hang out with you even if she was going to kill you. She's like, I can't stand hanging out with this girl for a day, even to leave her on a deserted island. She's weird as hell. And then that kind of saves you from a bunch of tragedy that Madison experienced. Speaking of influencers, we pick up a year down the road. And CW, whoa, she's there. So clearly she got off the island. Where is she? In France. Bonjour, oui, oui. She has got a girlfriend, a French girlfriend named Diane. And they are going to go off to a couple's retreat and have a nice old romantic time. And so they go to an old place in France, which Europe has a lot of old places. Apparently this was one of the really good old places. They like them pretty. I don't understand vacations where you just sit around a pool. Does not appeal to me. But, you know, if you're living that beautiful girl lifestyle and Instagramming, it's way more appealing. And then, holy shit, Georgina Campbell's in this movie. Oh my God, be still my heart. I love Georgina Campbell. She shows up as an irritating character, and yet I still loved her. Her character's name is Charlotte. And guess what? Bitches, she's an influencer. And she's like distracting Diane's attention away from CW. And CW, she doesn't like that. So there's a little bit of tension. And long story short, Charlotte annoys CW to such an extent that she gets murdered. And CW does what she did before, and she takes over the account so that nobody knows that Charlotte's gone. This is her MO. She's done it several times before, as we learned in the first movie. So she kills her, and then we cut to Madison. When Madison made it back to the shore, she was accused of killing Ryan, her boyfriend, as well as various other people. And while she was found innocent, public opinion is fucking stupid. It's the internet. Everybody believes that they have complete access to all of the information and that they can make judgments on things. So what do? They start calling Madison, who used to be an influencer. So her story was big when her boyfriend Ryan was dead, and nobody believed her that CW was this girl that she met in a bar. And now Madison is getting completely harassed because the public, generally speaking, sucks. People suck. Do not get me started. I mean, we did. I started watching this movie and that just irritated me. So Madison, she is like, I have to prove that I am innocent and that this is fucking bullshit. So she starts looking up headlines and finds a headline about how Charlotte was found dead in a French castle, and how it was weird that even though Charlotte was found dead, her social media account had been active after the time of her death. So Madison's like, oh shit, CW got off the island and this is her. She's doing it. So Madison goes to France, and eventually Madison goes to Indonesia, Bali, where she has tracked down that CW is there. Oh, also CW was found out by her girlfriend Diane, and she murdered her. And then because she's like a savvy tech lady, she made her AI voice that will be assisting her in her crimes the voice of Diane, because she's so upset. She's like, oh, why did I strangle my girlfriend? My life is so hard. You know, I hate when you just murder someone and then try to get sympathy for it. Ugh, difficult. So Madison, she starts tracking down CW. CW gets word about it, and then fucking punchable face man shows up. What is his name in this movie? I don't remember his name. He is
I'll go find out.
Thank you. Is it Jonathan? It might be Jonathan. I might be making that up. Whatever. All I know is he might be a very nice person. The actor might be a good person. But the character made me want to punch him in the face. And I don't think I will ever see him as any sort of other way. Jacob. His real name is Jonathan.
Yes.
Jonathan Whitesell. Well, Jonathan, I'm so sorry, but because of this character, if I come across you, I do have to punch you in the face. However, you do spell John correctly, Jon. So maybe I'll spare you my wrath. But Jonathan, he is a influencer of dudes, you know, the kind that, like, you're looking for a high quality trad wife. Yeah, he's one of those. And then he's also dating a girl who is an alt-right influencer. It's just a whole bunch of awful people in these movies. But he gets involved, and he is convinced by CW that Madison is actually stalking her and blaming her, and she's innocent. There's a whole cat and mouse thing that happens that I don't really care about the details of for the sake of recapping this. So what happens is that CW is a genius, and she gets a live stream going from the webcam so she can watch what's happening, and then she convinces the alt-right dude, Jacob, his girlfriend, to kill herself because they released a video, or CW released a video of a whole cuckold situation going on there, and she's mortified, and now Jacob's mortified, and there's a whole lot of murder, and it's all gonna come back to Madison, except the webcam was on, and we saw that CW was actually the murderer, and now everyone's like, holy shit, she's hot, but also what the fuck, and now Madison can probably clear her name, and that's pretty cool. But then CW, cool as a cucumber, one of the coolest people I've ever not met before, like, smokes cigarettes like a fucking champ while just contemplating shit, and like just wearing the coolest outfits. Oh, those pants that she had at the very end that were like a mesh see-through material. Oh, it's so great. Also, I love that everybody's wearing white in this while a whole lot of blood is happening. Really cool fight scene. But then she just loses her cool and starts stabbing the fuck out of Jacob's best friend. And I get it, because that guy's also punchable, but it did kind of ruin a lot of the appeal of her character for me when that happened, because it's just out of character. She just, like, smokes cigarettes and knows shit about computer shit. She computer girl. Anyway, influencers. I feel like if they carved 20 minutes off the runtime and made it more simplified, I would have really liked this, but man, this gets complicated.
Yeah, that, of course, is something that I could have even brought up in the spoiler-free section, but yeah, problem number one is this movie is a solid 20 minutes too long. There is a lot of stuff that could very easily have been trimmed out of this, and you would still achieve the same story. And there's even some parts of the story that, frankly, were like, I get what they were trying to do with the story of Diane, and how she killed this person she was in love with, and now she's turned her computer into like a recreation, at least of some way, in that presence. That arc of this did absolutely nothing for me. What I liked about, look, I don't dislike rich, fully developed characters, but I also, in a lot of cases, really appreciate somewhat more broadly painted archetypes and an interesting story. And that's what I thought the first movie was. But this, to me, does that thing that a lot of movies try to do, where it's just like, okay, now let's try to, like, sort of explain or humanize this bad guy. And I don't know, I guess maybe but to me, it was just like, what made you think that was something that I would be interested in at all? So it's like, again, it's not something that I can blame the movie for. It's just doing something that, to me, so for me, every time it went into a little bit more in that part of the story, I got kind of pulled out of it. Did that part hook you in any way?
Hell no. This movie could have started with Diane dead, and it would have been the same film for me.
Okay, so good. And I think that's...
However, I did need Georgina Campbell's character, just because any excuse to put Georgina Campbell on my screen, A-okay. I don't care what the fuck she's doing. I don't care if her character adds to it or not. I love her. I love Georgina Campbell.
You could do that entire angle of the story where CW meets Georgina Campbell's character in that situation. You could do it quicker, and it doesn't have to involve Diane at all. You could do the exact same thing, and that's what I'm saying. At least to me, I think the easiest way to trim this movie up, and the biggest reason why it's too long, is that whole Diane story is just not what interests me about these characters in this story.
Make CW an even bigger freaky lady and have her be in love with the computer voice, which is still Diane's voice, but never a real person. And she's like, oh man, I long to touch thee. But it's just a computer voice. And like, that would be so much better than if that voice was modeled after a person who she once knew and then murdered. Like, you chose to murder her, lady. Like, you did it. We don't get to feel sympathy for you.
Yeah, like, even if you, I see what, so you're saying kind of like if they had just, like, brought it in as, like a quick hook towards the end, like a thing we learn somewhere along the way?
Oh, no, I'm saying, like, it would have been better if she was just in love with her computer AI assistant.
Oh, okay, yeah, that would have been very interesting, as well.
It would be a weird screw-loose thing with this techie girl.
So ultimately, I feel like if you had just removed that element of this, again, you probably would have trimmed out the 20 minutes you didn't need. That would have made this feel a lot clippier, as so far as a nicer pace.
Yep.
There are a couple of things. So, and again, I understand there are people who I'm sure 100% do not care, but some of us do. The fact that not only do they never tell us anything about how she got off the island, like, they deliberately rub it in that they're not going to tell you. Like, it gets brought up like 3 times, and the third time, like her response is that really what you're going to focus on right now? And yes, frankly, that's really what I'm going to focus on right now. Because that first movie ends with her on an island in the middle of the fucking ocean. And part of your story is they went back out to that island and she wasn't there. You know, like when they were investigating Madison after she got back off the island. They went out there, and so yes, I'm gonna be focused on that. And the fact that you didn't tell me is that's, again, some people are not going to care. I do. And then the fact that you rub it in even like that, it kind of felt like a dig at me just because I happen to like a story that explains those things.
It's like Curtis David Harder was like, I don't know how we can explain that, so we're just not gonna. And we're gonna tell them deliberately, as the people watching this movie, that we're not gonna explain it. And it just happened.
I will say that at one point I did briefly start to consider, and frankly, it would have made me angrier in a different way, or disliking of it in a different way. But at least there was a short period where I thought, oh shit, the end of this is going, especially when it gets real, like Kill Bill karate fight at the end. I was like, oh, she's not telling people how she got off the island because she never got off the island, and this whole movie is like a fucking hallucination while she's out there.
I would have been so mad.
And then she's gonna die. Did you ever get that vibe?
No, I would have been so mad if I was hallucinating and I came up with this incredibly complex story that didn't involve me half the time. Like, if I was hallucinating, like, that would explain some of the plot holes, I guess.
I think maybe in my head, I was trying to come up with, because I was saying there's no way they're actually going to do this entire movie and not give us anything at all about how she got off the island. And so I was trying to fabricate things that might happen, that they might still reveal. And no, the answer is no, they never did tell you. And that really turned me off.
I think the opening scene of this movie highlights exactly where my issues with it are, because it's a beautiful film. But the movie starts off with the girlfriend, the alt-right girlfriend, I forgot her name, but that influencer. It begins with her in all white, hyperventilating in a car on the way back to her chateau. And she gets there, and then she's freaking the fuck out about something and just takes a knife and slashes her own throat open, and then drops her phone, and then somebody starts calling, and now she's like, oh, gotta take one more phone call before I die, and starts crawling towards it, getting blood everywhere, and reaches out and doesn't get to the phone in time. And it's like, that's a really cool shot. It didn't make sense. I am not going to kill myself and then answer the phone. Like, I hate answering the phone as it is. If I'm dying, like, fuck off, you can leave a voicemail. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's still very beautiful, but you clearly wrote this with this scene in mind, even if it did or did not work in the context of what else was going on.
I actually wanted to talk about that because you'll notice that in that opening shot, a big part of the reason that phone call is coming in, and I don't even mind the phone call coming in. I agree with you. Her trying, I almost wonder if I would have to go back and watch it to see the specifics, but I almost wonder if she somehow saw the name that was on the screen and wanted to answer it specifically because of who it was, because it says on the phone, what was her name? Catherine Weaver or something like that. So that's the CW. Right? And my immediate reaction to that was, oh, they just wanted to... I wish they had never told us what CW was. There's a small part of me that's just like, oh, man, she's got a name now.
I don't think that's her real name. Because she's the one that programmed that.
Well, but here's the thing. That's my question for you. This is... what's his name? Jacob? Is Jacob's girlfriend... She's the one who caught CW in the house in the middle of the night, like on Jacob's computer and all this stuff. They've never really directly interacted. Why does she have CW's phone number with full name programmed into her phone so that when CW calls her, it shows her name? Well, why would she have any cause to have that number and know who it belongs to? Aside from that exchange in the middle of the night in the house, they never met.
Oh, I have an easy answer for that part. That part doesn't bother me. This movie makes CW out as a huge, big, hacky tech genius, as opposed to the first one where she just had the right technology and knew how to use it. It would have been very easy when she got access to Jacob's computer if they had like a shared contact list for her to sync that up and put it in Ariana's phone.
But why?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's not a thing. I can't answer the why. I can answer the like. Yeah, I understand how it's possible.
But I don't care. I don't care about the how. My question
is
is,
it more
why would she have
Catherine
it?
calling her? Yeah, but she doesn't. Catherine put her own phone number in Ariana's
But why?
phone.
But why?
They explain that, and it makes no fucking sense.
Why is Catherine's contact information on Jasmine or whatever her name's phone?
Because CW wanted to see her calling, but I don't understand why. But that's the thing, they talk about it, that CW wanted to make a phone call, and it was somehow setting Madison up to be framed even more so, because like CW couldn't have been there. She was calling her. It's convoluted.
I don't think so.
It's convoluted.
I don't remember them talking about that at all.
Well, I do.
Okay.
I
don't believe you.
Okay. That's fine.
No, I believe you. I
it's
imagine,
and so it's easy to forget because it irritates.
Well, and I imagine I was just so checked out and disconnected that I wasn't paying attention to the details anymore. Yeah. Because by the time this, and then like I said, it gets to that climax, and now all of a sudden it's like a crazy like martial arts Kill Bill fucking karate fight, just like out of nowhere. Like, why do these people know how to karate fight? It makes no sense. I know
why. Because it's the coolest part of the movie. He's like, we have to make sure they have knowledge of very intense fight. Actually, my favorite part of the movie is that fight sequence. And also, I love that fight sequence because it introduced me to Anakin Skywalker, who made the song that plays during that fight sequence called Nice with an exclamation point. And that, oh man, I'm a fan now. Had never heard of Anakin Skywalker before. And I had to immediately, there's a lot of good music in this. I also learned about Next Spot by Harper is a song that plays earlier. I really like the soundtrack of this film.
I don't remember anything about the music in this movie.
That's fair. You and I have different opinions on music, and yours is the wrong one.
Okay, if you need to see it that way to sleep at night, that's fine.
Yeah, otherwise I stay awake, and I'm just so upset. Because I'm like, JD doesn't like Fall Out Boy. Laying awake, being like,
Oh, it just ruins your day every day for the rest of your life.
I wake up at 3 a.m. just like, JD doesn't like Panic at the Disco. Just like losing my fucking mind.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. Fucking, haven't you ever heard of writing a goddamn song?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do. And they're the things that you don't like.
The things I will say positively about Influencers, obviously a well-made movie. It's beautiful. First, I don't know where they got the budget to go to the places they went, but this movie is fucking beautiful. Like, they got some, like these are very clearly locations, right? These are not, like generally, they went to some places, and I don't know, again, where they got the money to do that, or maybe they just happened to have a really good location scout, but holy shit, this is a gorgeous movie. It has also, frankly, a gorgeous cast. Just every single person in the movie is just completely stunning, and it's everybody is so stunning all the time that, frankly, it gets a little tiresome. It's like, you know who I missed? I missed fucking Rupert.
We have a Jacob who's way more annoying than Rupert.
No, well, annoying is not the point. I didn't think Rupert was annoying. What I'm saying is I miss Rupert because he was just an everyman. He wasn't a beautiful people.
Oh, see, Jacob's personality ruins him so much for me that Rupert is stunning in comparison. I like Rupert a whole bunch. Yeah, both films, Influencer and Influencer 2 Electric Boogaloo, they both do a really good job of using the locations and making me want to go places I have never cared about visiting Bali before. I'm not a tropical person, but that looked pretty neat. And in the first movie, it opens with Madison exploring Thailand and just like walking past some elephants. You can just hang out with elephants in Thailand? Man, now I want to go to Thailand. And then France, she's like, hey, look, super old, big, spooky castle that we can just walk in and you can get shoved down this, whatever you would call it, turret thing, and you can get killed in a really gruesome fashion, that's cool. I want to go to France for that. The food, it looks delicious. And she's getting served a little cafe au lait. Like, great. And then they go to Indonesia and they're like, hey, have you ever wanted to go to a beautiful tropical paradise and then go to a gigantic EDM rave that completely does not feel like it fits here? Yeah, I do. Now I want to go to Indonesia. I want to wear all white clothing and then get in a fight and completely ruin my outfit. That sounds great. This movie, it was very influential on what I want to do with my life.
I see what you did there. You're clever. No, and made with plenty of skill. Like, it's again, all I can say about it is it did a lot of things that aren't my vibe. And so here's the other thing: is it's definitely bloodier than Influencer was, but I still feel like Influencer takes the cake for like the most severe moment in any movie when CW fucking steps the heel of her shoe through that other influencer Jessica's throat, and you never actually see it. You just see her put that spike heel right in the middle of her throat and start to push down, and then they cut away and there's the sound effect, and it's just fucking severe. And there, I didn't think there was anything quite on that level in this second movie. Not that, like, you know, specific set pieces make or break a movie, but I did find it interesting that there was more blood, but I didn't feel like anything was as intense, I guess.
Yes. Physically, I agree. The tension in the first movie was much, much higher.
Agreed.
CW's reaction when Ryan shows up and everything's thrown, like, that throws everything apart, and then Jessica and Ryan are bonding and she's spying on that all gave me such anxiety, and I did not feel that in this next one, because we're watching this more from CW's perspective, and so I don't know, I feel like there just wasn't any magic or tension. It's like, yeah, she's probably gonna get caught at some point, we know that there's no island for her to get trapped on, like, it's fine.
Yeah, here's the thing about this, is obviously I can't speak for anybody, but in a lot of ways what this felt like to me, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even say it, but I've started saying it tonight, is it feels like somebody said, hey, write us a sequel, and they were like, well, I don't really have any specific ideas, but okay. And they sat down and they wrote this movie. Like, it doesn't feel as passionate as Influencer did. Influencer felt immediate. Like, it felt hungry. That's maybe not the right word, but it,
like you're stranded on an island with no McDonald's.
Yeah, well, like, it just that it felt like there was a little bit more oomph behind the whole thing. I don't know really how to say what I'm saying, but it just felt like there was a little bit more connection to it from the creative people, and the second time around was just like, hey, let's go back and visit these things again.
Making a sequel completely ruins one of the things I love about the first one, and that is just CW being like, well played, lady, as she's left on an island to die. Like, that is a great ending.
Just that smirk she gets on her face where she's just like, oh, God.
Yep.
Yeah. It's, that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't have much else to say about it.
I'm glad that I went back to rewatch the first one and that this gave me an excuse to do that. And I'm glad I've learned about Xanakin Skywalk, whose music has already been added to my Spotify. It's fantastic. And that nice song, man, that was a nice song. All of the songs are like mommy, exclamation point, march, exclamation point, macho, exclamation point, nice, exclamation point. It's real good. Real good music.
Awesome.
Real good time.
And again, would like to say that as of right now, in spite of our opinions, the movie does currently have a 5 out of 5 skull rating aggregate from people on Shudder. I'm checking real quick to see what it looks like on Rotten Tomatoes. So, we may be in the minority here. It seems like a lot of 94%.
I liked it, so I'm not in the minority. I just didn't love it.
Well, I mean, you came in like I will say this is less than 3 would be a not fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep, I gave it a 3.7.
Was it? Okay, it was a 3.7. I thought it was a 2.7. I'm sorry. Well, okay, fine. But yeah. You're alone on this island. It's got 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, 31 reviews.
I'm not surprised by anybody who likes it. I just felt the storyline was too complex and took away some of the magic that I liked in the first one.
Agreed. All right, so next week is next week the Silent Night Deadly Night gimmick?
Ugh, I don't know. I need to put our movie release schedule in my calendar once and for all. I used to be so good at remembering, but it's finals week. And,
it's all right. I got it right in front of me here. We're doing a double feature. We're gonna watch both the original Silent Night Deadly Night and the remake theatrically. Here's what I'm gonna say about this, Michelle. I haven't had a chance to discuss this with her yet. We're at the very least gonna do the original Silent Night Deadly Night. I don't know if I am gonna be able to see the new one in time for us to do the episode. We're gonna try. But we got that, and then we got something else coming up on the 29th that we haven't finalized yet, and then we'll kick off the new year on the 1st of January, like we always do with our favorite films of 2025. That's what's coming up in the next few weeks.
That is definitely a schedule that I had full knowledge of and definitely did not forget most of the components of.
And the irony, of course, being that as a general rule, you are the far more organized one than me, so...
Listen, Accounting 201 is kicking my ass.
I believe you.
It has been so difficult getting my head around amortization and year-end adjustments. It's really tricky. I like math. I really like math, but this ain't math. This ain't the math that I know. This is different kind of math. This is a mean kind of math. I don't like it.
Well, math is fun when it's just like a vague process of manipulating numbers like a Rubik's Cube. When math has a purpose and like goals and that kind of shit, it's nowhere near as fun.
No. Speaking of Rubik's Cube, I gotta grab it. I bought myself a little metallic Rubik's Cube, and my goal for 2026 is to learn how to solve one.
Right on. Yeah.
It's just a matter of you get to a certain configuration and then you can do it. And this is my new fidget toy. I'm excited. I like the sound of it. There's some ASMR for people. Ooh.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah. See, it's just so nice.
Shit's getting weird. Yeah.
Shit's getting weird.
I've never had the patience or focus, and surprise, it's probably ADHD, to really sit down and learn the Rubik's Cube mechanics. But I've always been good at math, right? Like I was in an accelerated math program all the way through my junior high and high school years. Took calculus in high school. And to me, that was what I loved about math, and and again, having a certain affinity for it and how it just kind of made sense. But also just that kind of vague, just sort of puzzle solving element of it, where it's just like, in a lot of ways, it's like manipulating the gears until almost like lock picking, until everything just sort of falls into place. And then everybody was like, yeah, and you can do it to, like, figure out things with plumbing, and you can do it to do something with a car, or you can be a banker or a real estate agent. And I was like, can't I just be, like, a guy who does math? Is that not a thing that exists in the world? Apparently
They're called
not.
Math teachers.
No, but then they also have to teach. I don't want to have to also teach. I want to be able to just, like,
I don't know. I've had some teachers who did not do the teaching part very well. And did not try.
Agreed.
Did not even try. Yep.
They still had to show up, though, right?
Good point. Good
Most
point.
of the
Kate,
time.
my English teacher friend, if you're listening, you know who the fuck I'm talking about.
Just stop showing up, Kate. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't talking about you. You can show up. You're a good teacher. You're one of the good ones, Kate. Frau would never have let those children down.
But also, if you need to, Kate, just stop showing up. It's fine. There'll be more jobs.
Also that. I will support you. Not financially. You're on your own as far as that's concerned. But I will support you emotionally. Follow your dream. And if your dream is to wander into the woods, never to be seen again, I'll miss you, but it's your life, girl.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds like a pretty alright dream.
Oh, it used to be my fantasy to just live in the woods and have no one around me. And now it's like the exact opposite. There's so many people around me all the time. It's like a spider where you're never more than 6 feet away from one. That's me with people. There's probably a dude in my floorboards right now.
That sucks. You're like...
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, yeah. One thing, not to completely derail stuff, but a small bit of news that I wanted to throw out before we wrap things up. It was announced recently that, if I read correctly, they did announce that Shudder is going to be releasing the new Addams Family film, Mother of Flies, in the new year. And I'm pretty sure I saw somewhere that it's going to be next month, that it's sometime in January. That part I may not be correct on, but if I am, oh shit. I'm very excited about that.
I like flies. They get a bad rap, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty
How do you feel about their
say.
mothers, though?
You know, I have a thing about mothers, so I don't think I should have an opinion on mothers as a
That's
whole.
fair. That's very fair.
I know some good ones, but I know some real bad ones, too.
You and me both. Have I mentioned, Michelle, that my mom died?
Oh, no, you hadn't told me. That's weird that I'm just learning.
Made it the whole episode.
I did have a couple moments where I was going to be like, JD, calm down, your mom died. But I didn't, so I'm also getting better at holding back. But your mom dying has been a valid excuse for most of the things happening in my household.
We're becoming better people together, Michelle.
Nah, I don't know about that.
All right, I'm done. Are you done?
I have been done for like 4 days now. I am so over life. I'm done with accounting. I don't want to do it anymore. I don't understand accumulated depreciation and less dividends. Like, why is it called less dividends? That doesn't even make sense. And when is it a premium versus a discount? Apparently that's the opposite of what I think it is. Because a premium would be that you bought it at a higher cost, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of the company that owns it, so then that's a bad thing? I don't know. I'm so confused by numbers. Say goodnight, JD.
Good night, JD.